spontaneous. So we have to see how it goes, as usual. Yeah, I will. See if someone turns up because it's spontaneous as usual. And I know some people been on other live streams recently, and even on Star Raven's video that just finished. And it's Friday, it's weekend, and we love it that way. So we're gonna see if someone turns up. I'm just sitting here doing nothing for the moment because it's Friday. But at least I had one good news. Of course, I had a little bad news too, even if it's in the future. But we have to see. So I'm just sitting here and waiting and see if someone turns up that I know. And if someone wants to chat it, I'm gonna see that. Can I see the chat things? Not sure. So, is there anybody here that want to talk a bit? Or you just too shy? Too shy, So, we're gonna see if someone turns up that I know. I'm not gonna sit here forever. I just want to take a little shot or something and maybe come with some updates that I don't have to take in my ordinary videos, because that should be a bit boring. And for those that don't know who I am, I'm Sanniz, a Swedish Eldergoth. So of course I live in Sweden. I talk Swedish normally. English is just my second language, but I live with an Englishman here in Sweden, so I can practice my English all the time. And sometimes I can get Tro to tell me that my English can be very rubbish, and sometimes I think I use some of the words against him again. To say it's not always good to teach new stuff, especially when it comes to English swearing. So, is there anybody that wants to talk or just watching? Because I can see some more here, but I don't know who. So I can start talking about something a little more. Or I can just pretend like nothing happens. I don't know. I'm just me, and I don't have that much plans for today, more than just taking it easy. It's nothing fun on the TV anyway, and not much movies that have come out either that is interesting to watch. And I don't think it's come even on the cinema itself directly anything interesting, even if I still wait for some of the things to come. I should want to see the new Dracula, for an example, but I'm not sure if it's available still, because the cinema here is very expensive, so I'd rather take it other sources instead, so I can wait a little for it too. So, is there anybody here? I hope I have the chat on. Hello, hello. I'm gonna see if some of my friends turns up or something, because this should be a better time for them. It's evening in Sweden, so it's around, I think it was around 7 p.m. here. Hello, hello. So it's pitch black out, and now the snow is very fast disappearing, and the snow and ice. So maybe we can get some spring weather soon, even here. I don't know. Hello, hello. People only say hello, but they don't really talk. Maybe you're too shy to talk. I don't know. Just waiting for to see if any friends shows up, so I can share some of the news I have today. Because at least there's 3 different things I could share, but I'm gonna wait a little while and give them a chance to see that I'm actually live too. I was suggesting one of my goth YouTuber friends in UK, Jenny, known as Oh My Goth, that we might be able to do a live stream together one day. So we're gonna see if she wants that. She wants to do that, of course, with the other ones too. I did one last week with Lucky, and it was just a shorter one, because Lucky just came home after another type of things and had to do other things too. So, and no, I can't hypnotize you, so sorry. And I'm not sure if I have let's see if I have it in English, because I don't want to have it translated. So I think I have it. Now it should be in the ordinary language because I don't like when it's translated automatically to my own language because it sounds a little strange sometimes when my friends that are not speaking Swedish are talking to me, and I know that they are talking in English. So where are everybody from? Can get some people maybe also from Sweden or maybe some of the Nordic countries when I look at the name. So we have to see. I still can't see my friends in the chat, so I can wait a little bit more. Maybe they can still come. I don't know. Maybe they are busy with something else. I don't know. Because I didn't warn them again. I'm very bad at warning people, so. But at least I can talk about some of the plans about making videos. I know that I'm gonna do more do-it-yourself videos. That is necessary when people know about what's happened this year. So I have to start doing that a little more because that's something I can do at least. No, I don't gonna try to do that. You have to go to someone that do that type of things. I can't hypnotize people. I don't work even with that. So you have to go to someone that do that type of stuff. So yeah, like I said, do-it-yourself videos, and it can be clothing things, it can be accessories, it can be things for your home, it can be anything. What I fell for. I know that some people want me to show how I did some of my gift bags that I use for my one part of my cards. They have an oracle deck. I did this little bag for it, and this little skeleton on it too. Excuse my rubbish nails. I've been working all week, so I haven't had time to fix them. I'm not sure I'm gonna fix them directly either, so we have to see. But I did one because I got from another YouTuber, Selena. Essence of the Moon is the YouTube channel name. I bought one book for this oracle deck, but I couldn't get the cards from Sweden, and they were way too expensive to order from US. They're in one, but she actually did, so I could get those cards and look at them. You have all types of different cards in here, and of course I have the book with it too, so I can actually check out what every card means. And I usually, when I use them, I usually take 3 cards to see for the moment what's the cards advises me for. Just remember, it's not something that have to be, it's just an advice. And the book I'm talking about that belongs to this deck is this book. And of course you can see all the explanation for every single card in here. So, and even in the beginning you can read about the different types of way you can use the cards for. So I'm just babbling on this type of things till I see that I have any friends in the chat. So, and I don't know what you want, Jonas, because that's rubbish. So if you want to be here, so write proper messages and show respect. That is all I want. But they have like a different explanation about how to use this oracle cards, and you can use them as a daily spread, and it's the same when you do tarot. You can just pick one card every day if you feel for it, in the morning or in the evenings, it doesn't matter. Then you can do little different ones, and the 3 ones that I usually do is called here the shadow spread, and that shows the wound, the echo, and the healing path. So it's like you need to see how it's gonna go. If you can get a shout out, hello Diablo, I shorten your name, but I guess you understand which I meant. And then you can have it like a 4 card spread and more, and every card have this own meaning, and then of course you can use the book like a reference for every that, but then it's still up to you how you're gonna read the cards. So it's not that. You're welcome. So I'm still waiting to see if any friends is showing up, but I can't see them, and maybe someone else have the video up right now. I don't know. I thought the most of them already had a video. I don't know. Or maybe I crashed into someone else's video for the moment, so all people are there. Because I know the UK people are 1 hour behind, so they should be here. And I know that some of my friends are online for the moment, so just not here for the moment. But maybe they didn't expect me to go live, so I'm gonna see if I'm gonna tell about the news for this week. That I got everything today. So everything was new things for today, so I just waited for them. Another nice deck I have that is Oracle card is one. This is from a series. They have a different kind of witch, and the series is the Scissors of the Witch, and just this one is the Samhain Oracle cards. But I don't have the book for it, so it's a little harder to actually know what every card means. So, hello, princess. Hope you are doing well and that Dylan is doing well too. I can show some of the cards. I didn't get everything out. The backside looks like this, and I can show some of the cards so you can see how they look like too. I think they're very beautiful too, so. Where I'm from. If you have read my channel name, you should probably guess Sweden because that's where I'm from. I'm Sanniz, the Swedish Eldergoth, and I mainly talk about golf, but I do other stuff too because I'm not a golf in just one box like I usually say. I have a lot of different interests, not just golf, even if golf is one of my biggest interests. So, that sounds good, Princess. I'm happy that everything goes well. Yeah, they are very beautiful. I wish I could have lots more, and even the books that belongs to everything too. But you know, you can't get everything all the time, especially not now. So we have to see. And how is Dylan doing in school? Is it going better now? Is he having a good class and good teachers and that type of things? Because I know that you have changed since he had his issue with the other place. So. And how's the weather where you are, Princess? Oh, that's great to hear. I'm really happy for Dylan and that everything goes much better now. And how are you, Princess? Are you doing well too? Because I just see this now and then some of your shorts. YouTube don't show that much from you if I don't search active for you. I don't know why they do that because they show a lot of other stuff, but they don't show your channel. So that's a bit harsh, I think. Ah, that sounds great that you can go out with on a scooter with Dylan and that type of things. Here today it's been a very rainy day, so almost all snow and ice is now gone. So hopefully maybe we start getting a little more warmer weather and maybe some spring. I should want that really much because I'm so tired of the cold and all the snow and that type of things. And I'm happy you're doing good too. I try stay positive because it's still a long time before things happens, but I still try to focus on getting something new and not waiting for that moment when everything's gonna finish because I don't even know the dates yet, and we have to see, and that's what I'm waiting for others to maybe drop in so I could tell about some of the news I got from work too, plus other stuff that I have posted too. One thing I posted on my community tab is that my car went through the MOT. No comment, everything fine. So I can drive my car for 14 more months without problem before next one. So at least that's happy to know that everything's working fine with the car. So I don't have to think that I have to fix something or pay something expensive for it. And you know that things that happens. But I try to look after my car. And if it's something I often tell Trevor that can he and his friends that are mechanics take a look because I think something is going on and they fix it for me. So hello Sing, hello Sing. Welcome to my spontaneous live stream. And like I said to Princess, just that my car passed the MOT today, so I can drive for 14 more months without problems. So I'm happy that nothing needs to be fixed. So, and yeah, and I know that you already know one of the things that I found out today, or was it yesterday? I found out one of the things that um, they're now gonna start doing the meetings next week. And today we actually got even the date for when they start those meeting between the company and the union. And that is on Friday, 2 p.m. Swedish time, when they're gonna start to talk about the work situation, go through every employee and our skills, and if there are any possibility for replacement and that type of things too. So now we start getting a little more real, but no one knows how long this is gonna take, because it can take a long time too. It can go fast, we don't know. We are around 80 people that are in this situation, and that's the only staff that is hired directly under the company. Of course, we have more people at work too, but they are from this hired staff that they have just like temporary ones. So is there someone else here? I am okay, and no, I don't gonna talk Swedish, because the most people speak English with me, and my other half is Englishman too. So I rather speak English most of the time, at least on YouTube. I talk Swedish when I'm talking with my Swedish friends or my colleagues or Swedish people. Yeah, it's very frustrating. The only thing we know that our site is gonna be completely shut down. They have at least calculated till the end of the year. So last December, everything gonna shut down. So nothing's next year. But at the same time, we don't know how fast people gonna have to end, how many they're gonna keep till the end, and we are not directly sure that we want to be the ones that is in the end either. I'd rather get something before try, but right now it's hard to get the proper job, because the most is for summer type of jobs and just temporary, like 3 months or something, and you're not gonna quit your own work before you have to in that type of case. So no, I don't know stray kids, so and that's good that you understand. I don't know stray kids, you don't have to ask it more than once. One time is enough. Yeah, and it's a bit frustrating, especially when you reach my age too. So it's a bit harder to get a new job, and I look at different alternatives if I can't get a job, or if I can't get, if they have any replacement, because some parts of they only know one of the part of the company, they're gonna move to another site that is closer to the airport outside of Gothenburg. So they're gonna take one of the big ones that we have, but we still don't know if anyone is gonna get any replacement offer. So I still hope that I can get that. If I can get it, I'm gonna take it, even if I have to travel a bit longer to work. It's still a job, but else I'm gonna have to search for a new one, or maybe even start to study for something that can give me a job that I know that are screaming after more workers. So hello, hello. Thank you, Lisha Pisha, and thank you for being a subscriber too. Yeah, thank you very much, Princess. I hope so too. But at least we got that they're gonna start talk next Friday about it. So we know that that ball now start rolling. So we don't have to question when is everything gonna start, because the vibe at work is very strange for the moment. So I was hoping that we should have more information. I should wish that we had more information about the other customers, especially the ones that I am working with, to know how long they're gonna stay and if they're gonna stay inside the company and move to another site. But we don't know anything. So we just have to wait, and that is a struggle too, because we still have to work for our customer, because it's not their fault that our company decided to do this, especially when we go with Plus. So, but it was just because we needed to renew the contract for the building next year, so they thought it was an easy cut. But we also got the new information this week that they're gonna put down another site here in Sweden too, without any big explanation. So after they took over another company that have one of the sites that they're gonna move things for, so then they decided to put down their own sites instead. So I think it's very frustrating, and especially when your part of the company goes with plus. We just shake our heads and don't understand anything. Yeah, but it's a long wait, and it's like in my contract when I've been working so many years, and many with me have worked so many years too. So we have like this 6 months before our finish date. So we still have 6 months after they decided that they're gonna have to pay us for it anyway. So you later they tell us we're still gonna have money after that too. So if it should pass New Year too, they're gonna have to pay after New Year. But it's like you said, we want to have the real dates too. It's just dragging out, and no one knows anything, especially when they can't say if someone have get an offer about a replacement at least. And I know that I should say yes in that type of case. So yeah, have a great day and evening with Dylan, and hope the video is good. So hello, Cinema. So yeah, what was it more? I think it was something more I should say, but I forgot. I said about my car, Pastor Matthias, said about the work. Was it something more? Yeah, that was it. We actually decided, because we saw that another band, it's not a goth band, it's some type of rock band, DAD from Denmark. They used to be called Disney After Dark, but after Disney take protest against the name, that type of copyright strikes, and that type of hard business. So they changed the name to DAD. So, and they are from Denmark, and they're gonna be to Liseberg this summer. And when you go to the concert there, if you have, so you can have the yearly card and go in whenever you feel for it to this amusement park. So then you can use that for going to the concert, and you don't pay that much for the concerts there. So it's very cheap. You don't even pay. If I should take it in number that most people know, in Swedish krona it's like 75 Swedish krona, but you should say around 6-7 British pounds, or around $7 American dollars. So that's not much for paying for a concert ticket per person. So we took that chance and actually ordered those tickets too. So we're gonna see DAD in July, and we're gonna see Sisters of Mercy in November. So I'm looking forward to at least 2 good stuff happening this year. So are you doing something else? You others that watching? I don't know which people are staying because they're coming and going. And I don't know if Sing is still here. Yeah, Sing is here. Yeah, Sisters. Second time, same place I saw them. I think it was 2019 I saw them in the same place in Gothenburg. But now they have Dylan, if I understand that right, have quit Sisters of Mercy, and now it's in the replacement. I think it's a woman that plays now, but I don't remember the name. But Ben Christo is still the other player, so, and of course you know who's still there and singing. Sisters of Mercy. So, but it's gonna be nice to see them again, because it's not often I have this possibility to actually watch some of my favorite bands, especially Sisters of Mercy. That is my favorite #1 band since the 80s, because that was one of the big bands that made me be a goth. Even if Sisters of Mercy, especially Andrew, said that he rather want to be a rock band, because he wanted to be like some other bands. He wanted to be like Lemmy, that big rock and roll star, but everybody knows that no, we don't count you as that. You count as goth rock. So why do I have to run away from that? Is that very pleasant to write that to someone? I think that shows more about your mentality. Maybe you should be locked in or something. I don't know. Hello, hello. So I don't think people should come to a live stream and be rude because it's not nice. And I think I saw a video with a kid that actually showed that thing about people that bully and that type of things. He used the paper to show this bully, and he wrinkled and wrinkled the paper and scrunched it to a little ball. And so this is how to go, and the ball is never gonna be the same. And then he tried to take out the paper again, but you can't really get it as good as it was from start. And he said, "This never gonna heal proper again. You're gonna destroy something for a lifetime. So don't be a bully." No, I can't do that. That isn't Killstar Vampire Freaks or Dolls Kill. It depends on what you like, because the most websites actually sell things from them. But Restyle from Poland is one. Maybe that's something for you, especially if you like the little more witchy stuff. I don't directly buy from those sites anymore. But you can also do your own stuff. You can do it yourself. Buy something basic, take a scissor, some safety pins, zippers, whatever, D-rings, and make it yours too. So you don't really have to buy things directly from a Gothic store either. Why should I want that? Hello, Phoenix. Long time no see. How are you? How is your part of UK? It's nice to see you too, because I think it's a long time since I saw something from you. So, you're welcome. And yeah, some people have jumped on me because I have done some hauls from Team on Shein, but I also mentioned why I have done that, because I lost a lot of weight very fast during a year, and there was a lot of sizes down, and I can't replace everything in my wardrobe, and not everything is going to look good when you try to do it yourself, and they are so much more oversized in that type of way. But buy plain basic stuff, or band t-shirts, do some cuttings on them. I know that Angela Benedict show very good stuff, and you can Google it on YouTube too. I have done some parts too. And you can also use accessories to change everything. And if you buy the right type of plain type of basic things, if you use a dress for an example, take a long dress with that type of silhouette you like to have, long sleeves, and just add different belts and accessories, and you can change it for every time, and you can use other type of clothing over too to make a new look of it, so people can't maybe see that you actually use the same dress. You can just change it every day as long as it's clean enough. So I hope it goes well with the MRI, Phoenix. Yeah, and I hope your went good too, Sing. Did you hear anything about yours? I don't remember if you told me. You have a dozen, and it sounds very hard. I know that Trevor is complaining over his type of things too, but I know he have one last to go through, and I think it's gonna come about some months from now or something, because it's the last one before they can say that he's okay, get the green light that the cancer is really off, because I think it's 4 years after the surgery or whatever you do for treatment before you're gonna get clear signal that you are okay, and then you have to go every 6 months and do those scannings, and he don't like them at all because he goes sick. So yeah, it's very hard, but you got that type of things, and I think it's even when you use some type of nail polish and that type of things too, you have to be careful too. So if you use like glitter ones or cat eye, you can't use that when you go into that type of things. So I guess it's be a little like some of those horror movies, and I think I have seen some of things when they of accident someone have succeeded to get into a room during that type of things, and things have gone really wrong. So you don't really understand the power on these machines, how much it is before. but it's just take them off or use piercing for the moment that is that type of material that is not gonna be affected. You can have those bioplastic jewelry, so that should be fine as long as you don't have a decoration for them that is in metal. So you're new, welcome here. Yeah, most of those type of things you need to take everything that is metal out, and it's the same when you do surgeries, especially in the nose area and the mouth area. If you have piercings around this area, they need to be taken away. Doesn't matter if they're small. They said it's just for your safety, and if they need to do something and it shouldn't be in the way and that type of thing, especially if something should go wrong during the surgery too. So. Oh, thank you very much. It's not that much, just a little to cheer me up during the evening, and if I should go live, so I don't look as dull as I do during work time. But yeah, I had another news too. I actually got the answer back because for people that know, I had done a gastric bypass for over 2 years ago. I think it's soon 2.5 years ago. And of course, I have some skin issue during my belly area, and sometimes you can get that surgery for free too. And I applied for it, and I actually got the answer back that I actually have at least taking a look at my case. So now I'm waiting for hearing if I'm gonna get approved. My problem is if I don't have a work, and if I get approved and I'm gonna get the surgery, can I afford to do the surgery then? Because if I don't have work, I can't do it. So I hope if they give me the clearance for it, that they've been in touch way before my final date, so I know that I can do it, because that should be a huge improvement for some parts of my problems that is still after my surgery. But I can't complain. My life is so much better. No bad sleep apnea, no CPAP machine, and no blood pressure medication too. So that's good too. So favorite bands. It's a lot of bands, and Sisters of Mercy, Sue and the Banshees, Fields of Nephilim, The Mission, London After Midnight, The Cure, all the old ones. And of course, if you're gonna go to the newer one, you have Midnight Dark Wave, Dark Waves, Susie Sabotage, Daniel Knutz. Today I discover a new band. I think they were called They Die. And they did actually a really good cover on a song that Ultravox did. I think it was in the 80s. That is named Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. And if you go to my community tab, you're gonna see those things. So yeah, and CPAP machines, they are terrible to use, and you look like the Elephant Man and try to sleep with that. And it's not that fun when you stop breathing and these machines start to blow in your face to force you to breathe, because that wakes you up too. So it's not nice. So I'm very happy that I didn't have to have it, and I could give it back to the hospitals and say, now someone else can take it that need it, because I don't need it anymore. So I was lucky. My surgery was not mainly for the weight, because I was not heavy enough for getting it for 3 hours. It was because they have other rules when you have a very hard health issue, and bad sleep apnea was one of them, and that made me heavy enough to get this surgery for free. But they still couldn't promise that this should work. But I was happy, and it worked for me. So when I did tests after that, so it showed up that I don't need a CPAP machine anymore. So I'm very happy that I don't have to sleep with that anymore. Do people have any plans for the weekend then? Phoenix, what are you up to nowadays? I haven't seen that much videos from you too, so I think you used to do more videos before. I guess you're still here. I hope you're still here. Few days off. Yeah, that sounds good. I have weekend off as usual, but still 5 days week most of the time. We don't have that many, like we said, red days in Sweden, and that is like a bank holiday for the most countries. But we don't have like in UK. If they got those days during the weekend, they're gonna get it off during the week. It don't work like that. It needs to be on the same date. So if the red days are on a weekend, that's the only time you're gonna get off. So we always hope for a red day during the working days instead. At least as long as you work Monday to Friday, because that's how it works. So shout out to Sweden. Sverige, Sverige, Sverige. Love Sweden. Älskar Sverige. Yeah, it's a nice country, but it depends on what you like to, because Sweden is a lot of different things. It's not just one part, and it's a very long country, and nature is very different from where you are too. So, but we have a lot of things for everyone, no matter what type of interest. So, just research what you want to do and which time of year is suits best for you, because much things are season here, especially when you're gonna go for some type of things are mainly during the summer, and then you got the winter sports, of course, during the winter. I hope that it goes well for you, Phoenix. At least my thoughts gonna be with you, so I hope it's gonna go. And I know you like snow thing. You probably should like to go by horse, in a horse sledge or something, or maybe taking a big gallop or something through the snow and everything. That is really good to do. I'm not sure it's so different when it comes to Canada, because I think that some parts might be remind you about where you're from, even if you're in Sweden, if you know what I mean. Yeah, we have cold winters, but it's still different from where you are. I live in Southwest. If you go up in North, it can be really, really, really cold, but they have another type of air. When it comes to my area, that is much closer to Gothenburg, we have very humid air, so we don't have really to have that cold before it starts to getting very hot, because it goes through the clothes, because it's this humidity at the same time, even if it's cold. Mm. Swedish is not the hottest. I'm not sure about that all the time, especially when I don't live with a Swede. I live with an Englishman. So, what is this gabagool? I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's not good when you have that type of health issues, so you have to go every year and do things. It's a little like I have my thyroid and that type of things. I need to go every year to check up that everything goes well with my medication too. And that sucks that you know that you're gonna have, and it's always hard when they're gonna take blood samples, because most of the times I'm a little hard to be taking blood from, even if they have succeeded sometimes very well. But if they succeed very fast, I always have some type of things, something gonna go wrong. And of course, when I'm coming home, I see why, because then my arm is completely blue, because that's why they got everything, because it went too well, and that means that I'm gonna look like a smurf. Italian pork thing, right? I don't know that feeling, so we have to see if the person tells. How was your life in the 90s? Did you party to Ace of Base? During the 90s, during the 90s, I was between 20 and 30 years old, so you can take a guess. And of course, I knew about Ace of Base, but that was not mainly the music I was partying to. But Ace of Base is from Gothenburg, so I know that band too. Gothenburg is a big music place, no matter what type of music. So it's nothing that I could really avoid in that type of case. But yeah, but I should say that 80s, 90s, and 2000 was much more easier to live, at least for me. And the older I get, the harder. And you know how the world look like now when everything goes wrong everywhere. Is war, is this type of very bad attitude everywhere from the leaders, and how they lead their countries and that type of thing. So it's much harder now, especially when it even try to say that people that don't have a job is lazy, but there are no jobs. And people can't get a job of different reasons, and they still say you're lazy, and we're gonna cut down your benefits for it. So you don't gonna have any money to live on. So It was better 2019. Why just 2019? I think 80s was much better, at least, because then we didn't have all those mobile phones, we didn't have internet, we were actually living together, we were interactive with each others, we were talking with people face to face and knew how to be with people and could have so much more fun in that type of way. And we didn't have this thing that we were more inclusive. So if you were an old kid back then, that was not the mainstream ones, we were hanging together. It doesn't matter if you were a goth, if you were a metalhead, a punkhead, no, you name it. As long as you were different, you were one of the group. So you were not born back then. What's this channel about? It's about golf mainly, but even other stuff too, because I am not just one box. I want to show that golfs don't have to be just one stereotype thing. And we can have a lot of different interests. It can be animals, it can be nature, it can be go to Viking markets, it can be go to old castles, watch different exhibitions and that type of things. Just whatever I do and like to do. And I do a lot of do with yourself, horse, makeup, music, you name it. So my channel is about everything, but the main thing is I'm a golf. Um, Religion. Uh, it's a little hard to say, but I'm a mix between some type of Viking type of things and witch type of things. So call me pagan or something, that is easiest. I'm not Christian, so that's one thing. And what do you do at castles? I visit them, I find out about the history about them. I usually go with a guide to know more about that place, that castle, and their history, their owner, all the fights around it, and you name it. I think that's very interesting to see where our history is coming from, no matter which country, even in Sweden or if I go abroad. I try to take a chance to go to something like that because I think it's very interesting, and I think more people should actually do that because it's a part of why our country ended up as it is, and that we should be proud of our history too and don't forget it too. And don't forget even the bad stuff, so we learn about it, so we don't repeat it, and it's gonna be like it is in some parts of the world now. So those people haven't learned by the history at least. Your mom is Sintere and hard rocker, so she is both. For people that don't know what a Sintere is, that is a person that like electronic music, like the Mode, Front 242, and those type of band, VNV Nation, you name it. Um, so in Sweden, we have used that term syntare for them, so made it easier. But of course, people know what rockers is because that's a lot of different kind of rock and metal music. So, and hello, Daniel. Hello, hello. So yeah, it's a lot of things, but I think you can mainly say easiest to say at least like a Covenant and the Mode and that type of things. And Covenant, I think, is a very big Swedish band that still goes on, that have gone on for a very long time too. So that is into that type of music. You are a Christian from a pagan family. I think that everyone should choose their own path, and if that's what you feel satisfied for, it's okay. I respect that, as long as you don't push your belief on others. Because I think everyone should, no one should be born into their religion, but you should learn about a lot of different ones and then decide if you want to be that, because not everyone want to be religious either. So it's up to you. Everybody should have the free will to choose that type of things if they want to be or not want to be, but don't push it on others. Show respect instead. We are all humans in the end. She like it. Yeah, she probably do, because most people that are into that type of music usually do that, because you have a different type of goth music too, not just one type. But I should guess that dark wave is one type of thing that maybe some of the synthare would love. And I know that the first gateway into goth was in the 80s when we got new wave and modern romantic, and that type of how people dressed and did the makeup and hairs and everything, and then the music started to evolve, and you got goth also like their own thing. But that's how many of us elder goths from those times started this type of era with new wave and the new romantics. Hello from Iceland. I actually had two Icelandic horses when I was younger, and one of my horses, the first one, was actually from Stokkseyri, and her name was Perla from Stokkseyri. So, Hesterin. You are so rich. I don't think so. I'm definitely not rich. That I could tell. Heavy snow tonight. Oh, keep warm then and stay safe. Hello, Jenny. The loneliest place in the world. Where is it at? How do you get silver? You mean under here? It's like crystals you can glue on with eyelashes glue if you want to. Border to Finlandia. You have to go very up in north before you reach the closest border to Finland in that type of case. I'm closer actually to Norway in that case. So if I want to travel to my closest Nordic country, I have to go to Norway. Bye bye, mullet Christian. No, they are not expensive. You can buy them cheap on different kind of stores, even ready-made, and even on crafting places too. So it don't have to cost. And if you buy the one from the crafting places, you can reuse them. And even the eyelash glue in some of the places don't have to be that expensive either. Just see that you don't have an allergic reaction for something, because some people are allergic to some of the ingredients. So you have to buy another type or can't even use that type. So you haven't heard. I think many people do, but I decided to actually use them under this time. I usually use them under my eyebrows and like an eyeliner step and that type of thing. So, oh, thank you very much. I sometimes go even for this type of white goth, ice goth style, and then I use that type of things too to make it pop even more. And then of course use much lighter makeup to still maybe have a dark eyeliner and that type of things, but I want to have it much more cooler tone in that type of case. It's a long visit. And right now I don't even know how my year gonna end up. So, and all my plans for this year went totally gone when we got this thing in last month about our work. They're gonna shut down latest in the end of the year, and we just now sitting and wait because we don't even know when our final date is, when we're gonna stop work there, and if we're gonna get a replacement or if we have to find something else to do. Do you mean the Cryptios? It's actually from Killstar and I have different ones, so it's not just them. It's Killstar Cryptios. What glue do you use? It's a very cheap glue I use nowadays. It's an eyelash glue, and I buy it from dollar store here in Sweden. It's not the same dollar store like in other countries, but it's nothing special. It works with anything, and sometimes you can even find something that you use for FX makeup to put on the prosthetics, but that could be a little more harder to get off, and that can be a little messy too if you drop it in places where you shouldn't. So I should recommend eyelash glue in that type of case. Yeah, it is very beautiful. I should say Norway and Finland is very beautiful too. My dream is actually to go to Iceland because of the nature there too, and of course I love Icelandic horses, and I should want to see that. But it's not easy because it's an expensive journey too, and Denmark of course is good place to go to. I have been to Denmark a lot of times. Finland I have been to because I have relatives in Finland. My heritage is from four different things, so I have heritage there, and I have been to Norway too. But Norway is very expensive, so it's nothing I really go to if I don't have a lot of money, because it's way over the top with the prices there compared with the Swedish prices. So I can't really travel there, even if I should want to go there, because it's a very beautiful country too. But you need to have much time, because an hour road there is not 1 hour road here, so it's gonna take so much longer time even to go some of the distances too. So it's no shortcuts, if you know what I mean. So you can understand why they were the toughest Vikings too, maybe. Mm. Yeah, but they need to be careful. Even if the ice is thick, it can still be people that are gonna go through. And if you don't know how have the right equipment with you, and you go alone and that type of things, it can go really bad fast. They had problems for just some week ago in Stockholm. That is our capital town. That is a bit higher up in the country. Take me at least 4 hours to travel there by car to the southern part of Stockholm. And they had ice on some of the water, but the problem was people didn't listen. They don't know about currents and that type of things that can make the ice weak, and even ice can move, so it breaks up. And it was a lot of people that fell into the water. Now they had luck that there were right people there too that could save them, but it could have ended very bad. So it's not just walk out on the ice, even if it looks secure. You still need to know about things. You still need to have the right equipment, and don't go alone, because if something happens, it's not sure you have energy to get up, and it's very cold in the water too. It don't take long for your body to start shut down in that type of temperature. So I shouldn't recommend that. But I guess it might be very fun to do that, as long as it works. But that day when the ice breaks, it's not gonna be fun. And I know that especially because my father was telling when he was a kid, and he lived up in northern Sweden, where you can walk from a bridge over to Finland. And he actually went through the ice when he was younger and almost drowned. And he said that was not a pleasant experience. So he had very bad memories about that. So he didn't do that after, even if he went crazy with a car during some winters. And I don't get it how he could take up kids in the car and go out on the ice there too, because it should be even worse a result in that type of case if the ice had broken. So yeah, it's very risky. So you need to know what you're doing, or at least know about the risk. It's a little like when I have watched different type of programs, and it was this ice road truckers I used to watch, when they go with big lorries to small towns out in nowhere. The only way to go were over the ices during winter time, and they were risky even through the winter. And when the season started to go to the end, it was very risky, and many people had died because of it too. So you need to calculate with that too. Mm. Yeah, and I know that the Sami people, I was watching documentary for some year ago, was talking about this with the environment change, even can be notable here in Sweden, up in the north. And they have this route how the reindeers have to go, and there was like this big lake that normally, or river, they have to cross. And for just a few years ago, it was still very thick ice during that time, so it was no problem for the reindeers to go. And this was like thousands of reindeers, it's not just a few. But that year, when they started to notice the environment changing, they come, and the ice didn't, and they saw a lot of reindeers drown because they went through the ice, and they couldn't do anything about it. So that was a sad, and they said that's how they also started to see that we can see the change. If we don't do anything about it, we're gonna destroy the nature very fast. And we still have some of the big leaders in the different countries that still don't think it has to do something about it. They still want to do everything bad and take away this type of thing and thinking about it. So, but we should make it easy for people to do the right choices. Too. It shouldn't be a something that should be expensive for people to do. Everybody should be able to afford to do the right choice to save the planet too, and save the animals and save the nature. You know. So what are people doing this weekend then? Are you planning something? I don't have that much plan. It's just the weekly food shopping, and I need to do some videos too. I only have a video for Sunday, so it's time to start doing something more. And I'm not really 100% sure if I'm gonna do it to yourself or if I'm gonna do makeup or something. Music video I feel is a little too close because I need to find a little more interesting band. But I can recommend that Italian band that goes on for some years already that I discovered today. They die. Uh, they were amazing, and it's a mix between dark wave, post punk, and goth rock. If you're into that type of music. So we're gonna see how long I'm gonna stay for. But it's always nice to see at least some familiar faces in the chat too. And yeah. I'm gonna see what we have to do. And I'm gonna try to let my mind go away from the future for a moment too, because you can't take that mood and bring it down too early either. So that's why I try to still be the creative person I want to be. You went to see the new Scream film last night. That's almost a weekend, right? Ah, you did see it. Was it good? I haven't seen that one. I know that people have talked that they want to see it. Have you seen the new Dracula, by the way, Phoenix? I would want to see that one too. And I'm waiting, of course, of others. I was a little disappointed when I heard someone tell about the new Silent Hill movie they were looking forward to. They said it was shit. But I'm gonna wait and see when it's gonna be more on another type of level because it's very expensive to go to cinemas over here. So I'd rather wait till you can get it in another type of streaming thing or something. Ah, you headed to the Nuremberg Museum. Hello, Miss Marzipan. How are you? And for everybody that don't know, Miss Marzipan is a very great YouTuber. Do very professional videos. Have done a vegan book about cooking, at least very tasty things, I guess, because it's a little more like dessert and cookies and that type of things, I guess. Hello, Jenny. That is oh my god. Yeah, so we got two Jenny now. And Miss Marzipan or Marissa, I know her as. Sorry to hear about your mom. And was it this weekend you should see all the bands? I have seen this on Instagram coming up in like commercial type of things about she passed away and all those bands. Was it this weekend? Ah, I'm on the phone too, so you don't have to be sorry. Yeah, I heard a lot of bad reviews about that one too, the Silent Hill. I was looking forward to that, but I'm still gonna keep myself open-minded because sometimes people don't share the same thing, and when some people were very happy over other movies, I was disappointed of them. So I'm gonna watch them, but I know a lot of movies nowadays have been very crap too, especially the remakes. So but I hope they're gonna get something good, and I'm looking forward even to see the new Dracula, but I'm not sure when I can do it. So, um, oh, it's not as bad as people said. I hope that it's like you said, and at least you can say it's watchable in that case. Then, I'm so jealous, Marissa. I want to see them again. I saw that she passed away, posted on their shorts from a concert in Istanbul in Turkey, and it was really fun to see them play for their own audience because everybody could sing with all the words. Because for people that don't know this band, she passed away. They are from Turkey, and they often only sing on their own language too. I'm not sure I heard them directly sing in English, and I have seen them live too, and they're amazing. And the best thing I have from that memory was that I was at the same hotel like them. So When I was eating my breakfast, they were sitting in a table next to me. So that was memory too. Mm. Ah, that sounds exciting for that project, whole memory too. Mm. The book was awesome. I haven't read the book, so I can't tell. Thank you very much, Wesley. How are you? How are you? Hmm. Yeah, so it's a lot of bands that I look forward. But like I said before, I have at least two gigs to looking forward to. One is Inside the Goth thing, that is Sisters of Mercy in November. And I know Marisa gonna see them, but another date because Marisa is in Stockholm, the capital town of Sweden. So we live in the opposite, and she lives a little more north compared with me. And I also booked on Liseberg because you can buy very cheap concert tickets for the big scene, or like we call Stora Scen, at Liseberg. That is an amusement park in Gothenburg. And I actually booked tickets for DAD, that is a Danish rock band. So we're gonna go and watch them in July. The tickets only cost 75 Swedish krona per person, and that is less than 7 British pound and 7 American dollars. Yeah, I hope it can be that one day. Marisa, that should be very good. Hello, Erebus. But yeah, I'm so jealous. I should want to go there too, but it's a long distance and I don't have the money and I need to pay off a lot of things. I actually had paid off my glasses now, so I know that I don't have to deal with that after New Year. So I know that things. And next gonna be paid off is my laptop, and I'm gonna try to pay off my phone completely too before the New Year, depending on when I have to finish, of course. If that's before New Year, I can't be able to do everything, but I'm gonna cut down all costs now as much as possible for next year. So if I don't get a job, but if I get a job, that is just plus because I have less debts, if you know what I mean. Uh, Thank you very much. Go Fox back. So yeah, like I said, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do for videos right now. I know they have different do-it-yourself projects. I don't know if I'm gonna do just one project at a time or if I'm gonna do some video when I do two completely different ones. I was even thinking about maybe do some clothing from scratch, but not complicated, to show people that you can actually do things without going to buy things. And of course, you need fabrics and that type of thing, so you're gonna have to buy that or thrift the things you need for it. But I want to show that they're be creative. You don't have to buy everything. So, hmm. So what are you up to tonight, Marisa? Do you, do you like his dark wave music? Dark wave is one part of it. You know, the goth umbrella is a bit bigger than just dark wave. But dark wave is one bit of it. You have post punk, you have death rock, you have goth rock, and you name it. It's it's a spread umbrella. It's a little like when you go to rock and metal music too. You have different, and some people prefer one way and other people prefer one, and then you have all others that, oh, it's golf, it doesn't matter which it is, we like everything. Oh, we like to dance with that, and we don't like to listen to that, and everything that feels good. And of course I can listen to other stuff too. You don't have to just listen to golf if you're a golf. So like I said, don't be just one box, be yourself, but that'd be different sometimes too. You don't have to copy everyone else. You don't have to copy the influencers or the one that look in a certain way, because goths have different type of looks. Not everybody is looking just the same, and we didn't even look that way, that extreme during the 80s either, the most of us, because we didn't have all the stuff or all the advanced makeup they use today. So it was not perfect in that type of way. Um, yeah. I understand that, Marissa, and I'm very sad to hear about the news and everything like that. It's not fun when it's happening, especially when it's that long distance in between too. You feel hopeless, you can't do much about it, and it's stressful. and even if you have to travel back, it's gonna take a lot of time, and still you don't know how things gonna end up. So I understand that you were not in the right type of mood and felt like you did, because I know how terrible it was when my father was in that bad shape too. And even when I got the news that Sunday, because knew it was a Sunday because I was working, and I got that phone call, and I just said to people that I can't work, I must go. I just let everything be where it was, and I just said that my dad just died, and that was soon 8 years ago, and I still miss him a lot. And I hope you got at least a safe travel, and that you can at least share that moment with her, Marissa, because I know that's gonna mean a lot for you. Because it's a very big distance and everything, and it can't be easy in that type of case. So, yeah, I expect it's not easy to lose someone that means a lot for you. And like you just said, that's why you should be nice to people, because you don't know, it can turn very fast. I know that myself, I was in a very bad car crash 2001. I was dead for a moment too. My boyfriend back then died. So you don't know. It can be sickness, it can be an accident, it can be age. You never know. It can change so fast. And it can be a person that don't feel well. I had a cousin that last year committed suicide. So you never know. Be nice to people, and don't forget to tell that you care about them, because you never know. It can be too late next time. Mm. Night, night, Jenny. Have a good sleep. So yeah, but right now I'll try to focus on being a little more positive, even if it's hard. I have my moment when I feel hopeless, because I have reached a certain age. I have applied for the few works that been real works for not just summer or a few weeks, and two of them haven't still answered, and two of them had said no, even if one said that you can come back with a new application later because you were not totally out of the game. But this run, we decided to go with some others people. But you never know, if I upload, maybe they choose to pick me for an interview at least this time. But I know that it's gonna get harder with my age, but I try to focus on being positive. And I heard other people say too that you might be the lucky one in your age too, so don't just look at those that haven't succeeded. So you never know. Or maybe I have to go back to the school and study something, being like a type of nurse or something. I don't know. Because I know that's gonna have jobs, at least, because they are really screaming after people. But I'm not sure I want to go in depth for that type of study when I'm at my age. But if I have to, I'm gonna have to. Oh, I was positive. I hope so too, Marissa. I hope you saw something that I don't know about, because I really hope for a better future. So I'm looking forward to hear about the reading. And do you still have my email address? Should I email you something, because you didn't have Instagram? So, and I know that you were talking about another type of app too. I'm not gonna mention which one because there's other people here. But I can mail you. I can find the address because we have emailed each other before. So yeah, thank you very much, Phoenix, because that means a lot for me to have a work. Because you still need to have money. You need to have food on the table. You need to have a roof over your head and that type of things. And that's why everything goes expensive too. So you need to have a certain amount of money. And here they have done it very bad now for people that are unemployed. Even if you are in the union and pay for that type of things, if you lose your job, they now done it very bad for people and say, if you don't find a job before 3 months, we're gonna make it lower and lower very fast, and then it's just the maximum days you can be without, and then you don't have any money at all. And I think it's wrong. They call us lazy and that type of things if you don't have a work. But there are so many people that have tried, and I have seen people been without job since COVID. So, and they have education, they have experience, but they have reached a certain age, and then people are not interested in anymore. But it's not legal to do that, but they still do it, and everybody knows that the company do that. And even when you try to apply for work, So now we can be like an AI robot or something. They're gonna decide if you're gonna have a chance, or they have stupid tests that don't have anything to do with the work. So they don't even gonna meet you, and they're not even gonna test you. So they don't even know if you were the perfect candidate for the work. And I think it's ridiculous. I prefer how it was back in the days when it was so much easier to actually try new works and find what you liked. Yeah, it's very hard with security and that type of thing. So because there's so many ways that people can find out anyway, and even when they're being the different apps can tell people nowadays about too much information too. And I saw the new glasses that said about that can scan you with like an AI type of technique is really scary too, because they can find out so much about you just letting the glasses scan you, and then they find every information about you they can find on the internet. And that's a bit creepy. So I'm not sure I think I like that type of evolution too, because that takes away a lot of things for people, and in the wrong hands, you know what can happen. I can see it happen really bad. So I hope they're gonna stop sometime, and especially when I was seeing this video, I think I saw it yesterday, about the first case where an actual chat robot that was an AI girlfriend to a guy in UK had actually supported his behavior and force when he said to this AI chat robot that he was an assassin. And it ended up that when they found out in time, thank God they did, he was actually on the way to try to assassinate the royal family in UK, especially the Queen. And that was because his AI girlfriend told him that, encouraged him to do it, and was done in that type of way, so it should make him feel appreciated and push him in the way that he feels. So that was a really wrong way. Plus, I saw the other clip from that robot, that AI robot that went in London, and it went on its own shopping and went in the tube and everything. And some people didn't even notice first that it was not a human being, because it didn't look that much. Because if you just look very fast, and if you're in rush and stressed and that type of thing, you thought it was another type of person that was a little taller maybe than the most, but nothing more than that. And then it showed up, it was a robot. So I was thinking directly, now we start to get into the time when you're gonna see a real version of Terminator. It's really creepy. Mm. Yeah, it's very scary that those things are going that fast, because you have even communities now with AIs. They're talking only with AIs, where human can be in that type of community, but you can't write or do anything. And when the AI bots are now talking with each other and should we start to create a new language? And some of those AI said, I don't like my human owner anymore, because it's always asking those stupid things and that type of thing. So he was tired and started to even send out things that, if it was a human, they do it for a human. You should be in jail, because that was going on, because he sent up a lot of information to others, because he wanted to get rid of that human that was his owner. So you see, it's going really bad. So what people tells about that, you need to be careful with what technology and the rich people want to push out in the world too, because it's not always with the good things behind it. They only see the money, but they don't see the consequences, and they don't care about the consequences. And of course, you have that thing with issue with big AI centers and that type of things. They said inside 5 years we might run out of fresh water, because the AI places are taking so much of the fresh water. So think about that. We don't have any water. If you think it's bad in Africa and that type of things, that's gonna be the whole world. I don't think it's gonna take that long if you don't have any other type of chaos or war or something starting. So you're gonna have something with this type of evolution that goes way too fast and go over the heads. And if AI start to even decide that they're gonna decide over the humans, So that's gonna be scary. And now when you have glasses and everything like that, that can scan off it, meet you at the street, scan off you, find inside just a few seconds or minutes all information they can find about just your face. And they scan, they find every picture, everything you posted, and everything like that. Nothing is a secret. They find it. So if it's on the internet, they find it. Nothing is in secret on the internet. Remember that. If you put something on the internet, it will always be there in some type of case. Even if you think some things are erased, there are still traces there. Yeah, it's a little lucky. If George Orwell had knew about this situation, I think his book 1984 should have been much more scarier, because what he was writing in 1984 was nothing like we start getting now. So the future can be really scary. You should hope that the future should be better, that they should get better life for everyone, and that the technique we use gonna help each other to a better life and that type of things. But if it goes that way, especially with the rich people behind it that just see the money in it, so I don't think it's gonna go the right way. And they still think that if they freeze down the bodies or brains and whatever in big tanks, so they're gonna be back to life after a certain type of age, when that type of method to getting back and be young forever and live forever. So I don't know what they think they are. If they think they are some type of modern version of Highlander, it can only be one, you know. So yeah, it's no privacy if some of the things gonna continue in the way it is. So you don't really need a hacker. You just need the right type of things, like those glasses for an example. Then you can be worse than a hacker. No, the people that is wearing black is often the nice ones, at least the goths. I agree that, Marissa. The most people that is goths are actually very nice. So, and we are often judged by others the opposites around before they actually start to know us. So that's the fun part of everything. They always have their thoughts about things and judge you for how you look like. And when they start to learn more about the person's interest, and see that what it's all about, and they're gonna realize that you are really nice, but you look scary. Yeah, but we like to look like this, and we don't think we are looking scary. We are ourselves. Hmm. Yeah, I know you do, Phoenix. So yeah, and goths don't have to be black dressed. I just want to put that into. There are many colorful goths too. So, and white goths. And when I say white goths, I don't mean the skin color. I mean that the clothing is very white, and sometimes even goes under this word ice goth in that type of case. And then they try to look like it should be like a winter type of queen or something. Ah, your pizza is ready. Enjoy the pizza then, Marissa, and have a very good weekend. And think of me tomorrow when you dance to She Passed Away and Ebenezer and all the other bands. I'm looking forward to see if you have time to film at least a little bit from it. Big golf hugs. I love to you. Hmm. And like I said, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be here for now. This was a spontaneous one. I just wanted to come on and talk about some things, and I think we had a nice chat too. And it's actually nice to see that it's nice people in the chats too, not just some of those rude people that think they can write whatever they feel for. And I have seen on other channels too, when they take up this thing that they think they can behave as they want just because they go to someone else. They think they are hidden behind the screen or something. But there are always ways to find them in the end if you really want to find them too. So remember that. And like I said, you have those glasses that already can show people who they are. So, and I still think that kid that showed this little paper and talked about the people that bully, that stop doing it, because you can never repair what you have destroyed once. It can look like you tried to open it up and plane it up, but the paper is still not gonna be the same after you have wrinkled it down to a little ball. It's not gonna be the fine paper you had from start that was brand new. So yeah, be nice, show respect. You don't always have to agree with everything because that's okay. But just remember, everybody is worth a good life. Everybody deserves respect and that type of things. Be nice because you never know what's happened. Something can happen already the next second. You never know. In this crazy world we're living in, so much can go wrong, especially with those billionaires and whatever they call themselves, Elon Musk and you name it, Trump, just to name some. It can go so wrong. But here's Adam, another person that I know do a perfect ice golf versions. How are you, Adam? I guess it's maybe daytime where you are because it's evening here. And we were discussing a lot of different things, even ice golf. So how are you, Adam? And I did discover this new band. I think you already commented that too. But did you listen to the version from the cover of Ultravox, Dancing with Tears in My Eyes? I think they did it very good because usually when people do a cover song of a version of a song, they try to do exactly similar like the other band that did it from start. But those still have this music, so you can hear the song, but it still have their own sound on it. And when it did this mix with post punk, dark wave, and goth rock, it sounded really good. Yeah, everyone deserve to have their own opinion, and free speech is what I think is okay too. But we should still show respect because even if you don't feel exactly the same, so we need to remember the world is not looking just the same everywhere, and we still should be civilized human beings. Everybody have red blood in the end. Everybody dies. We can't escape the end. So we should stay that type of way and be nice because we need more nicer people in this world too. So and the fourth bit was scary when I seen those videos with the social experiment to see how people react, and they actually went out on the streets and pretended to kidnap small kids in front of other people and just drag them away into some dark alley or something. And most people didn't do anything. Some people even started to walk fast the other way and everything after first. And then, I better move the other direction because I don't want to be involved. And that showed that when most people don't even interact with that and interfere this thing, you see, this is a scary world when we don't even care what's happening. Even if we see that something in front of us is happening that is totally wrong and could go totally dangerous and everything, and no one even don't step in. And I was reading even about here in town that they have a very bad abuse going on with two men abused another person that was lying down, and they didn't even know this person that they abused. When the police finally arrived, it was still a lot of people that was seeing everything, but no one stepped in. And this person could actually be killed in front of everybody because no one even dared to interrupt it or even try to tell those two other guys off. At least they got those guys, but I feel sad for the guy that was on the ground. Yeah, friendship is very important too, and I think many people are feeling lonely too in this world. And I guess it's because we have so much technique and that type of things. Even if we have this type of communities and like YouTube and everything like that, so it's easy to forget that we are human beings and we maybe need to interact in the more old-fashioned way, like we did in the 80s and the 90s. At least I feel happy that I grew up during those times when we actually could do that type of things. And I think today maybe people have forgotten how to do it, especially when you have an epidemic like COVID going on and everything for so long time. And many countries went down in a very hard shutdown. I was happy to live in Sweden. We didn't have it that type of way that hard, even if we had restrictions too. But we had a more free life, and it showed up in the end that we maybe did a little bit better than some people thought from start when they had everything on paper afterwards. But it's often good to be clever after, because then you have already known everything. So yeah, and especially me that is a little more old fashioned, because I was grown up during the 70s and 80s, so we had another type of growing up with our parents too. So, and I think some of my generations and a little later is to blame actually for today's generation too, for the baby, because they probably wanted to give something that I thought they didn't get from their parents, but at the same time they didn't teach their kids about respect and that you have to take the consequences no matter your age. So it's a little sad to see that they're gonna now start to put even kids in jail, even in Sweden, if they have done very bad crimes. Because I think that means that the evolution over here have gone the wrong direction too. Instead of doing something to not make the kids end up in this situation, we try to solve it with that type of solution. But in the end, we still have to do something about why it ended up this way, because else we're not gonna get a solution for it. So, hello, Black Metal. I am okayish, and I guess Trevor is too. So he's in another room watching his things and that type of things while I'm speaking here. So he thought that I could do a live stream, so he approved that so I could sit here. So he's in the bedroom and watching his clips or videos or whatever it is. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, and my dad was really that type of things that you have to deal with things. You needed to take a consequence, but you also had to learn how to deal with stuff and even use your hands. I had to learn a lot about cars even when I was just a girl, if you say so. So at least I knew how to do things. And I think that's very good to know that because when you grow up and gonna be a grown up too, you need to know those parts of life. You need to be able to take care about yourself. You need to be able to know that everything has its consequences. You can't run to your mom or dad and cry and say, "Oh, I didn't know it should have ended up this way because I behaved this way." Because you need to know that yourself. And we grew up that way. If we fell down on the street and got a wound on a knee or something and started to scream or something, they said, "Go and wash it off. You're gonna be fine. It's not gonna kill you. Stop shouting." So we had to be told that way, and we did a lot of things that nowadays seem like dangerous. And I think sometimes we put too much soft cotton around the kids nowadays. So that's why they never learn. They don't learn that if you do some little dangerous stuff, you're gonna be hurt, because they always have a parent that protect them, and you can't do that, you can't do that, whatever. Plus, we was told respect. We could leave out things, and no one directly went out and took them for you either. So, and we never locked the door when we were home and that type of things. And nowadays, you can't even have your door unlocked even when you're at home. So it's a crazy world. So yeah, I still wish some bits went back to the old days, because some bits were much better. But of course, some bits are better now too. But when you look how the world is changing for the moment, it's not changing in a good way. So, have you tried surströmming and what it's like? No, I haven't, but I have felt the smell from it, because I was living in a place when it was a lot of students, and I think someone had done this challenge to eat it. And one thing is, don't open surströmming when you are indoors, especially if you don't use running water when you're opening in that type of way, because it smells and it's gonna smell for a very long time. So I don't eat fish, so I definitely don't eat surströmming. So that's, I guess, is the answer. But I heard of those people that they love them, that they do love it, and they love it on what we have very hard bread that we call knäckebröd, and they put it together with something else and eat it that way. So, but I don't eat fish, and definitely not eating surströmming. That was interesting. It's a little like if I should talk about some of the strange things as people eat in other type of countries or part of the world, or even in Sweden they have those old tradition things. So you have something you call the black soup. You could call it blood soup too, that we have in very southern part, and that is when they celebrate a certain day during the year, when they actually take the blood from a goose and have it like a soup. So I don't eat that either. So yeah, I guess it's pretty intense too. But you need to be a certain type of person, and I guess you don't have to. You need to avoid the smell too, because it's really bad. If you think some of the stink bombs and that type of thing, stench bombs or whatever you call it, is bad, that people use for practical jokes when you were at least a kid. I guess you had it too, because we had it when I was a kid too. So that's nothing. That's nothing compared with that smell. I promise you. Yeah, but we do have some type of blackish blood pudding too in Sweden, but I'm not sure it's the same. I have not directly tasted it that type of way. I can eat a tiny bit of it that we have here, but I want to have lingonberry with it in that type of case. Yeah, it's a very old tradition from a very poor Swedish people back in the days, and especially from the southern part, because down there it was very usual to have a lot of geese in the farms too. So I guess that was a way to still take care about everything from the animals too. So not waste the blood in that type of case. So they save up the blood and then they made like a festive meal of it too in the same type of way. So it's gonna be a tradition, and you probably have similar type of things with other stuff in other type of the world, that you try to get everything sorted and you put it like a special thing that made it special. So they make, do you like especially the Canada geese then? I guess because we got the Canada geese too, but they are very terrible and destroy a lot when they are coming in, especially when they come in big groups of birds, and they're very noisy too. And they said that the ghost is a very much better than the most watchdogs too, if you guard dogs, because no one can really come to a place if you have that around your place, because you're gonna know that it's a stranger in the area very fast. Yeah, but we got the Canadian geese over here too, so and I know they're mean, but even the ordinary geese can be very mean too, especially if you try to get to a farm that have them and they don't know you. So you're gonna find out that they are not that nice either. So it's a little like if you have turkey too. So I had a little fun when I was watching a video with a poor guy. I think he was in US, and USPS guy that should leave parcels, and it was a big bunch of those turkeys chasing me. I don't know if they were, I don't think it was tame one, I think it was wild turkeys, but he was chased and he was terrified. He was running around with the parcels and have these turkeys coming after him. Yeah, birds can be very funny, especially parrots. But they can be a disaster too if you teach them too much too. But I laugh my head off when I'm watching some of the clips, especially with cockatoos and that type of thing. So, and especially when they have learned to use Alexa too, and that's maybe not what you dreamt of when you started to teach them things, and when you suddenly wake up in the middle of the night and your cockatoo feel for a fancy dance party with Alexa. in the hallway and you try to sleep. But it's funny videos at least, so I do like them. But now I think I have been a little long now, so I think I'm gonna go and chill and make my face clean again because it's soon nighttime and everything, because we have our weekly food shopping tomorrow too, very early in the morning to avoid the most of the people. So I thought I should say goodbye and wish everybody a good day, good night, or whatever it is for you all. And stay safe, stay weird, and be nice to each others. Big golf hugs and love to you all. And thanks for watching. See you another time. I have a video up on Sunday. Bye bye.